Welcome, everyone. Do you trust your government? If you think you can, you probably can't. Ukraine right now is passing a 30-day martial law bill in the Russian-speaking regions of the country. What does this mean, and what can technology do to prevent the worst possible outcomes? How did all this happen? Well, a scuffle off the coast of the Crimean Peninsula has resulted in Russia capturing 3 Ukrainian naval boats and the sailors on board. In response to this, Ukraine has passed a sweeping martial law bill. Now, the framing of this story, by the way, is also interesting to note. The Washington Post, for example, Russian warships attacked Ukrainian naval vessels. Or an alternative view from Reuters, Ukrainian ships in the Kerch Strait ignored warning shots, entered Russian waters illegally. Where's the truth? Who knows? Now look, I'm not interested in dissecting the finer points of the conflict in Crimea or who owns what sliver of water or what boats were where when, but instead I wanted to explore the idea of Ukraine imposing martial law on the Russian-speaking regions of the country. Ukraine was a peaceful, albeit corrupt, little corner of Europe just a few years ago until the Maidan uprising boiled over and forced a change of leadership in Ukraine, essentially changing a pro-Russian oligarch for a pro-Western oligarch. The result for regular Ukrainians has been a collapsing currency, deep division, economic despair, and death as citizens are attacked and persecuted by their own government, all while the oligarchs continue to rob the country blind. Many years of conflict later, and the latest flashpoint has pushed a dangerous precedent through Parliament as they pass this martial law bill. Now, aside from the usual security for important places measures, there are some very, very disturbing parts of this new law. The state can take control of private, communal, or state company property, if necessary. Yes, the state can steal your house or actually anything you own. Your money, your car, your phone, your vintage Beatle records, doesn't matter. Considering the corruption in Ukraine, which is so endemic, this is a near certainty in my mind that corrupt officials will take advantage of 30 days of even more lawless robbing than they are used to being allowed to do. The next one is really disturbing, though. Citizens of a foreign state can be subject to internment camps. A huge number of Ukrainians hold both Russian and Ukrainian passports, and that is scary because all of the regions where martial law was declared are predominantly ethnic Russian. Can you imagine the army going door to door and rounding people up? Well, it has happened in Europe before, and it may be happening in Europe again. And if you think that the European Union's going to care about this, well, when did they care about anything else that their friends have been doing? Managers at companies can be replaced or fired with new acting managers put in. Read, I will put my cousin or uncle in charge of your company and steal all the assets. This gives a new meaning to hostile corporate takeovers and is actually not that new in Ukraine. This new law is just going to make it a lot easier to do. How can Ukrainians protect their wealth during these difficult times? Buy Bitcoin, get a ledger, and a suppository capsule. Memorize your private key, send Bitcoin to perhaps a relative overseas for safekeeping. It's an easy way to get capital out of the country. Get your wealth out of the bank and get it out from under your bed. They will find it when they come to your house. Register your property titles on the blockchain. Even if the government steals your house now, if you can prove ownership, you may be able to get it back in the future when the situation calms down a little bit. Further provisions call for a complete ban on public protests, complete ban on public gatherings, as well as the state being allowed to take control of all media communications for wartime purposes and to spread information as they see fit. How can an average citizen fight back without Facebook or Twitter? Well, there are decentralized alternatives that the Ukrainian government cannot shut down. Post your videos of what is happening on the ground on d.tube. Use ZenPub to publish reports of crimes, publish photos of crimes, publish videos of crimes, publish what is happening, and you can do it all anonymously. Use Mastodon, a decentralized open source social network, to help organize events and gatherings and meetings. Look, while technology may offer some of the solutions here, you have to keep it real that in the end it is hard to argue with guys with guns who are backed by the law, no matter how corrupt, unjust, or misguided those laws may be. Bitcoin and blockchain cannot prevent you from being drugged away to an internment camp. But it may just help protect your wealth if it does happen to you. I really hope that nothing is going to happen and that all this is just political posturing will blow over. But considering the history of Ukrainian oligarchs and their obsession with looting their own country, honestly, nothing would surprise me at this point. But the lesson here is clear. It doesn't take much for a normal country to descend into utter chaos. And there is no way that you should ever trust your government, because governments have a very long history of doing these kind of things to their citizens. Just because your country is stable now does not mean that this will always be so. Citizens in Ukraine never thought this would happen to them. So the question is, just how much do you trust your government? Thank you so much for watching this special report on Ukraine. Let me know your thoughts on the Ukrainian situation down below in the comment section. Let me know if you would suppository your ledger as well. Always interested to find that out. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. If you want to stay up to date with what is happening in crypto and beyond, better hit that bell to let you know when I drop a new video. I'd love to see you over on Twitter to help join the conversation, take it one step farther. Long live the blockchain. You're awesome. And peace out till next time.